Good morning. My name is Rachel Shannon. I am here with the IFSA, and we are here for Junior Freeride Championships at Kirkwood Mountain, hosted by Tahoe Freeride. And today we have our U15 and U19 snowboard finalists.
Hi, my name is Thomas Sadeg, and I'm going to help announce today. I am a Palisades coach and athlete. I've competed on this venue many times, and I'm excited to watch these young guns throw down.
It is going to be some pretty awesome riding today here at the Cirque. We want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, the people that make these events happen. We've got GoPro, we've got Helly Hansen, we've got BCA. Of course, could not do it without Tahoe Freeride. So thank you to all of those brands and all of those organizations that keep us running, and we are pumped to be here. We will get the show kicked off shortly, and stay tuned. Thanks.
Freeride is freedom, a connection with the world, with nature. Human instinct. It is in all of us. Getting out of our comfort zone, deciding where we want to be, and exploring new frontiers. Pushing ourselves to the limit, taking the risks we choose to take. Learning is part of the process, being conscious and responsible for our actions. Freeride is a lifestyle, a deep connection that should never be let go. The Americas, reaching from Alaska to Patagonia.
All my volunteers, if you guys would gather right here.
Oh, I can get you up. There you go.
We want to be here, all right? That's where we get our power from.
Alrighty, if you are just tuning in, my name is Rachel Shannon. I'm here with the IFSA for the Junior Freeride Championship here in Kirkwood, California, hosted by Tahoe Freeride. And today we have our U15 and U19 snowboard athletes competing on the Cirque for finals today.
Hi, my name is Thomas Sadeg, and I'm ready to watch these rippers just send it and have a good time out there.
And yesterday we had our qualifying runs for snowboard as well as the day before. So we take about the top half athletes from each division to compete in finals. So these athletes have qualified to be here. They're stoked to compete on the Cirque, and it's going to be a great day of watching some snowboarding.
And I think there's going to be a lot of heavy riders out there today. Throwing lots of action all day long.
We have athletes coming from all over the country. We have a lot of Tahoe locals as well as people coming all the way from Vermont. So we have the entire country here getting really stoked to do some free riding here at championships. And we even have riders from Canada, New Zealand, and Japan. So not just the whole U.S., but the whole world is here. And we are so stoked to see what they have in store for us today. And we're going to get ready to kick off here in about 7 minutes, so stay tuned to watch the action. Huge shout out again to our sponsors, BCA, Helly Hansen, GoPro, Tahoe Freeride for hosting. We really couldn't do it without these sponsors, so just huge thank you for all these people that support Freeride, and huge thank you to all of you watching from home.
Freeride is freedom. A connection with the world, with nature. Human instinct. It is in all of us. Getting out of our comfort zone, deciding where we want to be, and exploring new to the limit, taking the risks we choose to take, fighting against our fears and the unknown. Learning is our actions. Freeride is a lifestyle, a deep connection that should never be let go. Americas, reaching from Alaska to Patagonia.
Volunteers, if you guys would gather right here.
Well, I can get you up. There you go.
We want to be here, all right? That's where we get our power from.
Alrighty, we are moments away from getting ready to send our first Forerunners, and here we have a look at the crowd, look at that stadium that Kirkwood built for us. They put in a park, they're keeping the vibes high, and we are stoked to see what is going to happen today.
Yeah, Kirkwood loves having freeride events out here. They love putting people on the top of the Cirque, and yeah, they put together quite the stadium for us today.
And their staff has just been so friendly and so kind and so helpful, and Kirkwood has just been such an awesome mountain. So huge thank you to this resort for hosting Freeride and making this all happen to us. And I mean, what a venue. The Cirque is world-class skiing. It is so steep and so gnarly and so many features. It's just an absolute playground for these freeriders to get in there and show us what they've got.
Yeah, the Cirque's held many competitions throughout every single level. There's been junior events, qualifier events, challenger events, Freeride World Tour events,
And they're just not going to stop. They love supporting Freeride, so it's been really awesome to get to work with them. And Tavo, you got to ski down the venue today in inspection. Tell us a little bit of what the conditions were like out there.
Yeah, so I rode down the venue this morning. It was pretty firm in some spots, but I think the sun's gonna open it up and make it a lot softer.
Yeah, hopefully the sun will help soften some things up, but right now on course, we have our first Forerunner dropping in. And the Forerunner is a non-competitive athlete. They're just setting the tone to show the judges what the snow's looking like, what they can expect to see from athletes as they ski down, how is the venue riding. So really just setting the tone for the judges to look at what we have coming for us with these athletes.
Yeah, and it looks like the snow is just softening up a little bit more.
It was pretty bulletproof this morning, but hopefully this nice California sunshine is going to soften it up and keep these features nice and fun for our riders. Nice. Coming in through the nice drop there, straight to his feet, really setting the tone for what we're going to see today from these U15 and U19 snowboarders. Oh, he's stoked. He's got his arms in the air. He's ripping turns. It looks like there's a couple snow snakes on the venue today, too, so hopefully athletes can stay nice and nimble on their feet as they make their way through this very challenging terrain. And my goodness, the live stream just does not show how steep it is. It is a steep, gnarly venue, and it is just so impressive to watch these junior athletes do what they can do on this course. And for those of you that are new to Freeride, athletes are scored on 5 categories in Freeride. The first and most important one is their line score, and that is the path they choose to ski down the venue. So athletes are gaining points with every feature that they hit or every techie section that they ride through. And then the other 4 categories are control, technique, fluidity, and style. So the judges are really looking for this beautiful combination of strong, consistent riding and staying in control, and then looking for some of that freestyle flair. They want to see grabs, they want to see spins, but everything is to stay nice and controlled within an athlete's ability. So those are the categories we can look out for today as our riders ski their lines.
Yeah, and there's also a new thing they're trying out this year. It's the rider potential. And so you may have a little bobble in your run, but the rest of your run was so good that the rider potential keeps you from getting bucked to the bottom of that list.
And Tavo, did you judge a bit this year as well?
I did not.
Not judge, but competed as an athlete this year.
Yes, quite a bit of competing this year. I'm actually heading to A Basin for the last stop of the Challenger next week.
Next week it is back-to-back competitions for the IFSA here. We are just cranking them through this spring in our whole championship series. So again, this is our junior championships here, and we are just so stoked to see these riders come in. Alrighty, first on course, we have a Kirkwood local, bib 98, Fletcher Cochran dropping in. And Fletcher skis out of the Kirkwood Freeride team, so this is his backyard. He is no stranger to the cirque here. And
it looks like he's in Hells right now.
Making his way through this top section of the venue, really hunting for the line that he's going to pick. And Fletcher is our first athlete on course today, and he is just making some nice turns through, again, this super steep section here. It is not easy for snowboarders to navigate through these bumps, through this chop, and all these rocks and conditions that we have here. He is lining something up for us. Fletcher knows where he's going. First air for him on venue, straight to his feet, little tumble out, but he's bouncing right back up, really showing that athletic ability out of Fletcher here from Kirkwood.
Yeah, that run out looked pretty bumpy. It's probably pretty hard to control yourself on that one edge through those bumps.
I gotta say, it's so impressive for these snowboarders on only one edge, holding onto this wildly steep terrain. So it's just so impressive to see them bounce back and hold on and just do some really awesome stuff with this venue. And here he comes through this midsection here, navigating through the trees. getting ready to line something else up for us. I feel it. Fletcher's got something else on his line. We're waiting to see what he does. This is our first U15 snowboard male for Junior Freeride Championships here at Kirkwood. Here he comes. What does he have? Nice air there. Beautiful run out through that chop. And just staying nice and controlled on his snowboard.
Yeah, Fletcher's is making it look easy coming down this bottom section of the venue.
And my goodness, it is not easy. Do not let them fool you. This terrain is wild. And he is just cooking something else up for us. Where is he going? Navigating these trees. Here comes Fletcher. He's got something for us here. I can feel it.
Yeah, working his way through the turkey chutes.
Turkey chutes. Here he comes. Lining it up. Getting ready to drop, and Fletcher goes right off that feature, grabbing those line score points as he boosts into the finish corral. The crowd is going absolutely nuts for our first rider on venue today. He is speeding in, arms are out, he's stoked. Fletcher is pumped on that run. What awesome riding from our first snowboard athlete of the day. You can see all the teammates coming in. Alrighty, and we are running a dual panel today, so that means we have two simultaneous competitions happening at the same time, and we're going to switch over to our first athlete from Panel B. Out of Team Summit, bib 113, we have Isabella Rose Smith dropping in. And here is Isabella on course now.
Looks like she's making her way into Hell's Delight.
She's showing off some nice turns right here, showing full control of that board, getting on both the back edge and toe side, and just really moving that snowboard where she wants it to go. Really awesome to see this control and technique out of these young riders. This is our first U15 snowboard female of the day.
Yeah, she's making her way down, using those edges.
Lining something up for us. What does she have here? Oh, a nice, really awesome turn out of that. Little bit of a butt check there, but she is right back on her feet. It does not faze Isabella. She is cooking down the venue.
There's snow up there. Looks like it's still not super soft yet, so.
And that's something that is so wild, too, is these athletes get to take one in-person inspection on the venue, so they're not allowed to air, they're not allowed to run their line, but they just get to feel out the snow, and that can change quite dramatically as the day goes on too. So really being able to navigate this terrain. Here comes Isabella, another big feature for here too, and my goodness, she just took that so fall line, really confident off that drop. Coming into the Y zone here, she is not showing any signs of slowing down. Isabella's on the move, navigating these trees here. She's coming in through the trees. Oh, there she is. She almost blends in a little bit there, but we can see movement. We see her lining something up here.
I think she's coming in on the waterfall there.
Oh, she's lining it up. My goodness. Let's see where she takes this line.
Isabella just picking her way through the trees there.
Oh, nice. And she lined it up there. And it is so hard to navigate through this venue. My goodness, it is huge. It is techie. Coming up on the windlet, catching a tiny little pop there and making her way down through this chop. Again, there's so much to navigate here. It's so impressive for these athletes to pick their line, remember it, and just absolutely execute it. It's quite impressive from these young riders.
Yeah, and it is pretty easy to get lost competing in this venue.
Absolutely. I competed on this venue back in 2022, and my goodness, it's a maze up there. It is not easy to remember where you're going, so to pick a line and execute it is just so impressive to watch.
Yeah, it's also not short either. It's a
long venue. It is a lot of riding from top to bottom. And here we have Isabella getting all the love from her team. She's at a team summit, and my goodness, the Colorado crowd is just stoked to see her put that down. And we are going to head back up to the top for Panel A, back to U15 snowboard men. Our next rider is bib 88 coming to you from Whistler. We have Kai Hendry dropping in up top. Kai Hendry, here he comes. Dropping straight into Hell Zone, here comes Kai, making some nice turns on this top section of the venue here. He is lining something up for us, coming all the way from Canada out to California. So awesome to see these riders come and travel and just be so stoked on Freeride. And here comes Kai into the spicy section of the venue here, navigating through these bumps and getting ready to line something up for us. Where will he go? Picking it out, cruising through that techie section, and it is so steep up there. Linking those turns, that's something the judges really want to see, is just smooth riding, getting nice and back and forth on all those turns, and just look at Kai go. He is linking them so beautifully, showing such awesome control over his snowboard.
Looks like Kai's going to line up a little nugget for us here at the bottom of this.
Nice, and straight to his feet there. So much control. Those runouts are not easy to hold on to, and Kai just made that look so effortless and smooth and controlled. Again, that is an entire category that athletes are getting judged on, is their control. Judges want to see safe, responsible riding within an athlete's ability, and Kai is giving them just that. He is cruising his way down, making those turns look so surfy and so fun. And Kai just looks like he's having a great time here in California right now.
That looks like he's coming in next to Turkey Rock, into Turkey Chute.
Into Turkey Chute, making those nice turns. And you can just see how choppy it is. He's going to come up on maybe a bit of a wind lip here, something else for us. Nice last air on that feature there, over that exposure. He's cruising into the finish corral and just looks so pumped to put down that run that he put down. Let's hear it for Kai. That was so awesome. The crowd's going wild. They are stoked to see it.
That was quite the run from Kai there.
And we are getting ready to drop Panel B. So again, we are running simultaneous panels, 2 sets of judges, 1 set judging Panel A, 1 set judging Panel B. And on Panel B right now, bib 122, we have Scout Bilbro, an independent athlete, dropping into the top of the circ as we speak. And she is, again, making those nice controlled turns, showing off that technique, which is another category that these athletes are being scored on, is their technical riding. Judges want to see athletes looking nice and strong on their snowboard, weight positioned in the right place, and Scout is showing them just that.
Scout's making her way through a super techie zone.
And it is not easy. Again, there are snow snakes, there are sharks, there are all the things here that want to grab these athletes, but Scout is just cruising through them, absolutely lining up something here, catching on this traverse to head back down this chute and steep section out of Scout here.
Yeah, she's kind of opened up this new area for us this morning.
Yeah, she's the first rider in here, kind of picking her first unique line of the day. And she's just back on that toe side, making it look so smooth. It's so impressive to see this U15 snowboarder on such steep, wild terrain here at the Cirque in Kirkwood. Fun surfy turns from there. She is just enjoying it, treating it like a wave, and just absolutely staying so fluid as she makes her way down here. She looks like she's lining something up for us. What will we see from Scout? Nice air there, straight to her feet. Again, so controlled, so beautiful to see these athletes just be so brave as they pick their line and execute it.
Scout is moving down this venue super fast.
Getting ready to enter this last section of the venue here and show us what she's got. She is not done yet. Kind of losing her. Oh, there we go. We got some movement behind the trees from Scout. We have eyes on her as she makes her way down this last part of the cirque here. Let's see what Scout has in store for us.
Yeah, where Scout's heading, and it's kind of a mandatory zone. You got to hit something out of there.
Yeah, there's really no going back once you are where Scout is, so let's see what she has picked for us. She looks hungry. She knows where she's going. Awesome. Beautifully navigating that section of the venue, and that is so tricky to get in those trees. Remember where you're going. Scout is just making it look so smooth and so effortless. Very intentional riding from our U15 snowboarder here. And she is cooking her way into the finish corral. She's got her team at the bottom, her support system. She is ready to roll it in here and put down that line.
Yeah, that was quite the run for Scout there.
Oh, she looks stoked. Arms in the air. She's so pumped. And we are going to head back up top for Panel A. Our next athlete to drop in is from Jackson Hole, bib number 82. We have Alexander Crenshaw, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, dropping in right now.
You think they get weather like this in Jackson Hole, Wyoming?
I don't know about the weather, but I know they have some gnarly steep terrain out there in Jackson too. So I'm sure Alexander is no stranger to getting air, no stranger to the steeps, and ready to show off what he's been working on all season.
Looks like he's traversing his way over towards Hell's Alternates.
He has something lined up for us. Excited to see what Alexander is going to bring the cirque here today.
Oh, looks like Alexander's getting into some tech here.
Getting into the chute. My goodness, that is tight and that is steep. That was so smooth riding through that techie section. There's really not a lot of room for error as athletes make their way through those tight chutes. It's so steep. There's so much exposure there, and he was just so effortlessly smooth as he cruised through that top section. Linking those turns, he is on the move.
You think he'll line up these bottom nuggets here?
I think he's got something in store for us. He's headed straight towards them. And I think we're going to see some air here from Alexander. Nice. Taking that nice and big there. Really grabbing those line score points as he hits those features and then just cruises out of it and makes his way to this bottom section of the venue here. And he's getting ready to line something else up here for us. Let's see what he has.
Yeah, he's looking like he might get up onto the handrail there. Our first taker of the handrail today.
Dropping back in, catching some air, and just cruising out through the bottom here. Will he grab another Windlipper feature on his way down? That was quite the long run, stacked with features. Nice little nugget there, showing us that he's not done. He's popping, got the grab. And just cruising into the finish corral. That was an awesome run out of our Jackson Hole rider, Alexander Crenshaw.
Now that handrail feature he hit was pretty impressive.
That is not an easy feature to get up on or drop off of, so that was really awesome to see him have a unique take there. Alrighty, back up on panel B. Up top, we have another Kirkwood local, bib 106, Asta Hartwell, dropping in right now. Kirkwood is her backyard. She trains with the Kirkwood team, so she is no stranger. And here comes Asta. And here comes Asta making her way into her first features here on the Cirque.
Yeah, making her way over into Hell's Alternates.
Again, taking this spicy shoot line, not easy to do, especially on a snowboard. My goodness, holding on to that one edge there on her board and just cruising through, so smooth.
Yeah, it's really steep over there and really firm.
It is not easy to navigate those bumps. It looks like it's softening up, but not quite super soft yet, and Asta is just cruising through it, making it look so easy. Nice and fast as she links turns through this section of the venue. Sometimes these moments between features are just a second for athletes to take a deep breath, really consider what they have next, and check in as they get ready to drop something else.
Looks like she's lining up a new feature we haven't seen yet this morning.
Nice, opening up a new section of the venue for us. We love to see the creativity that athletes have in their own line. They get to choose their own line as they make their way through the venue. There are boundaries on either side that they can't exit out of the venue, but they get to choose where they want to ski. They get to pick their own line, and that's something that makes this sport so fun, is the creativity that you see from each individual athlete. And she's just cruising through that whole venue. That was just some really beautiful fluidity out of Asta here, and she is not done yet. She is picking something out through us here as we look for her coming in here to this last section of the venue. Where will she go? And she is just linking some nice surfy turns through here, getting ready to bring it into the finish corral, ready to hug her teammates at the bottom and just look up and be so proud of her run.
Yeah, that's probably the best part about Freeride right there.
It's the community, honestly. The Freeride family is just so welcoming and so inviting and so awesome to see these athletes support each other. Oh, and it looks like the Kirkwood team is at the bottom, stoked to see what she just did. Really good riding out of our U15 snowboarder. And we're going to jump straight back to panel A. Non-stop dual panel lets us really stack as many athletes as we can in one day. This dual panel system is so efficient for getting stacked athletes in all of these divisions.
Yeah, it's just going to be non-stop action all day long.
Non-stop snowboarding all day long. We are getting ready to drop in our next athlete, and we are just stoked to see it. Alrighty, our next athlete is going to be bib number 86 out of Alpental Freeride. We have Avery Landry dropping in right now. And here comes Avery, fiery out of the start gate, taking the air straight out of the top and not slowing down. My goodness, this is speed.
Yeah, Avery's starting this runoff with a bang.
And athletes are not scored on their speed, but the judges know that fast riding like that is not easy, so they are rewarded in the fluidity category when they really boost up that flow and keep it moving like that. And Avery navigating this techie steep terrain. What will he line up? And he is just cooking out of that chute. My goodness, that is steep. That is proper. A blink and you will miss it type of run. Avery Landry is just cruising the Cirque right now.
Looks like he's gonna work his way up. Just dancing down. Yeah, for sure. Looks like he's going to see one or two right here. What do you think? I'm thinking big one.
Here he comes, lining up one of these features at the bottom. I think we're about to see some air from Avery. Nice, with the grab there. That was awesome.
Avery putting down the stomp legs for that.
Stomp City from Avery here. He is not done yet. Avery getting ready to line something techie up at the bottom here. Again, navigating these trees, they all look the same. It can be so hard to tell where you are on venue. So just so impressive to watch them navigate this maze. Here he comes shooting out of the bottom here and just really keeping it nice and floaty as he keeps riding through the cirque.
Avery lining up a backside 360 there at the bottom.
He's got the style. He's showing that he has not only the speed and technique, but also the style. And when athletes grab or spin or do tricks, they are earning points in the style category. So the judges note that it is so much harder to spin or grab than it is to just straight air. And the judges know that. And that was what Avery delivered. Awesome run out of our rider here from Alpental Freeride. And back to panel B up top for U15 snowboard women. We have bib 109 coming to you from Vail, Colorado. We have Emma Rodas dropping in right now. And here comes Emma, another nice, smooth, fast rider as she makes her way into this top section of the venue. Where will she go? Emma Rodas coming from Vail, Colorado, all the way to California.
Looks like we got another taker in the Hells Alternates.
And here she comes, lining up this chute. Again, really no room for error there because it is tight, it is steep, and they have to navigate their way through their line.
That looks like Emma just navigated herself through that section. Little billy goat action there.
So fun. She just found that little line through there and was like, I'm going to ride so strong through that. Really fun to see this technical riding out of such young riders. Again, U15 snowboard female. Such impressive riding. The skill level these days from these kids is just absolutely wild. And she is coming in, linking some more turns as she sets herself up for this next section of the venue. Nice, linking these turns, showing off that technique and control as it looks like she's going to line this feature up here.
Seems to be the most popular feature of the day.
Honestly, I think it's a good one for these athletes. It's just nice and open. There's really no hazards below them, and just a really great opportunity to grab those line score points and boost up that line score. And she is cruising her way through this section of the venue here. A popular spot for our riders today. They all want it, and Emma is going at it right now.
Looks like she's making her way into turkey shoots.
Into turkey shoots, getting hungry for it. What is Emma going to show us here in this last section? She is not done yet. Alrighty, navigating through the trees, hopping through all this crazy terrain as she gets really technical in this section here. She is lining something up. It looks pretty mandatory from where she is. No way out but air. What is Emma going to do?
It's a lot of exposure underneath her.
She's getting ready to line it up, make sure she's so calculated and dialed with this takeoff. It is so integral to their airs. The crowd's going wild for Emma. I bet she can hear them from there, cheering her on as she is lining up what she's going to do. And here she goes. Nice. Popping it out of there. Really navigating that wild run out. It is not smooth. It is not groomed. It is a natural terrain, and she just did such a beautiful job riding through that. Emma's going to cruise her way to the finish corral and just be so proud of that run, top to bottom. What awesome riding from our U15 rider here. And without hesitating, Panel A is ready for the next U15 snowboard male. Bib number 104 out of Mount Bachelor. We have Teal Sailor dropping in right now. Nice big air out of Teal.
Yeah, starting his runoff with a bang.
We love to see it. And that's so impressive, too, to hit air at the top of the venue because there's still a whole run below you. There can be a lot of consequences out of those top airs, and Teal just made that look so smooth and so confident.
Yeah, and you know what? We love to see it. The judges also love to see it.
And the crowd loves to see it, and all the viewers at home on the live stream love to see it. So Teal is really just putting on a show for us right now on the circ. Coming out of Hells, here comes Teal, linking those turns, grabbing some more air. No stranger to being in the air. Teal is clearly here to put on a show. And I bet he's going to line up one of these bottom airs here, as we've seen a lot of our athletes go for these really popular features. Nice and fall line off that feature too. That's something else the judges are looking for, is the direction that athletes take these features. They know that hitting them cross court can be a little bit easier, so to really hit something dead on, keep it nice and fall line is just really impressive, and that is shown through their line score. And he is cruising his way, probably catching his breath for this last section of the venue here. This is a long, steep venue, and the athletes are just really cooking through the whole thing. Here comes Teal. He's lining up a Mando here.
Yeah.
Nice! Oh my goodness!
Huge bottom air there. Really impressive run by Teal.
Really to his feet, absolute stomp city out of Teal. That was just so strong and so confident and so calculated.
He's got to be super stoked on that run.
Oh my goodness. That was very impressive riding. Teal Sailor coming to you from Mount Bachelor. Really awesome riding out of this rider. Oh, and he's getting hugs from, I'm going to guess, his parents down at the bottom. That was just a really impressive final air there. We've got the whole crowd down there at Kirkwood. Everyone's lining up for the show. What an awesome finish, Corral. We've got the stadium. We've got the terrain park. We've got our sponsors flying in the wind, too. You can see the Helly Hansen flags. We've got BCA, GoPro, and all these really awesome brands that make Freeride happen. We could not do it without them. So keep them in mind as you update your gear and refresh what you need each season. I'm actually wearing some Helly Hansen pants right now, and I got to say, they are quite warm, quite waterproof, and I'm a big fan. So thank you to Helly Hansen. Back up top, Panel B, a Tahoe local coming to you from the North Star team, Bib 112. We have Gabriella Baudet dropping in. Another air straight out of the top. And Gabriella is just flying, absolute speed demon, as she makes her way through this top section of the venue.
Yeah, you can tell how steep it is there because how fast they come out of that top air.
They really do. There's not a lot of room to shut down the speed, but so awesome to see that control from those riders come out with the speed and then be able to still link it up for this really techie section here.
Gabriella just making her way through Hells.
Linking some turns through that too. So impressive to see these athletes get back on their toe edge as they just really make this shoot look easy. Absolute speed coming in out of Gabriella here. North Star local, so she is no stranger to Kirkwood. I'm sure she's been riding here quite a bit this season and just really getting ready for this championship event, and she is crushing this run right now. Lining up this popular feature that we have here. Where will Gabriella take it? Nice air there too, and bouncing straight back up, not phasing Gabriella as she is cooking on the move here. Linking up these turns into this last section of the venue here.
Looks like she's making her way into the Y.
Into the Y chute. Here she comes. Boosting out of it there. Clearly she had some speed coming into that and regaining her control as she maybe links something else up here for us at the bottom. What will she do here?
Lining up one last...
Oh, fun air out of the bottom there. You can hear the cowbells. You can hear the crowd. They are stoked to see that out of our Tahoe local here, Gabriella Baudet, North Star team. And here she comes, done with her run. What beautiful riding. And back up to the top, we have panel A ready to drop our next athlete. Bib number 85 from Sugar Bowl, another Tahoe local. We have Justin LeBar dropping in big air straight out of the top. Another very fast run from this rider.
Yeah, Justin's been on the Sugar Bowl Freeride team for a while now.
And Sugar Bowl is just north of where we are here in Tahoe. They have an awesome terrain, awesome coaches, really awesome team, and Justin is just showing off what he's been working on all season. Championship event, Justin is going for it here as he navigates this tight section. Will he air, will he cruise? He is making some beautiful turns out of the bottom here. Just beautiful turns here from Justin.
Yeah, Justin just carving through there, making it look real easy. And I can tell you, it's not very easy.
It is not easy. It looks like the snow might be softening up a little bit here, but not quite that super soft slush yet. I think the California sun's still going to warm it up a bit more throughout the day. And here he comes. Nice direct takeoff off that one again. Super fall line. Really committed to that feature and just absolute stomped it from Justin.
Looks like Justin's eyeing his way up to the Y.
Back to the Y chute we go for this next rider here, Justin.
Oh no, Justin's going into the turkey chutes.
Going into turkey chutes, keeping us on our toes. Where will he go? Only he knows. He's getting ready to drop something. We can feel it.
Yeah, it looks like there's nowhere out except for a mandatory air.
There's no air. Straight to his feet. That was so calculated, so controlled, and just really, really beautiful riding out of Justin. Oh, he's stoked. We got a crowd lining up at the finish corral for him here, ready to congratulate that awesome run Justin just put down. Sugar Bowl team giving him the hug, showing him the love, really showing what makes this freeride community so beautiful is the support these athletes have for each other. Oh, he must be stoked on that one. That was strong riding there from Justin LeBar. The team is stoked. The vibes are high here at Kirkwood. The California sunshine. We are just having a great day here. At the beach, pretty much, is kind of what it feels like.
Yeah. Another day at Kirkwood, another day at the beach.
Just another day at the beach. Honestly, been so fun so far. What an awesome resort for hosting this. It's just been a great championship event so far. And we're doing finals today for our snowboard athletes. And we're going to head back up top for panel B. I believe our next athlete is actually a Vermont local, so all the way from Vermont to California, quite the journey. It's not easy to travel with all your ski and ride stuff. It's a lot of gear, but it's just so impressive to see the dedication these athletes have for freeride.
Yeah, and hopefully from Vermont, we'll be able to see some nice turns through some
I know, Vermonters are no stranger to ice, no stranger to holding an edge. And panel B, bib 116, we have Mary Jane Kissinger coming from Green Mountain Academy. Dropping in Mary Jane, here she comes. What does she have in store for us? Cruising some turns out of the start gate. Here comes Mary Jane.
Yeah, Mary Jane is making her way down the ridge there.
Really fun cruisy riding here, just showing off that she is having a great time. And looks like she's going to drop into Hells here. There she is in that steep chute. My goodness, it is not shallow, it is gnarly, it is sharky, and she is just making her way, making it look good, lining something up there for us, showing that she's not afraid of technical steep riding.
Yeah, she's also showing us that East Coast edge control.
East Coast edge control. Those Vermonters know what they're doing out there. It is not easy to hold on to that ice, and really just builds good fundamental technique out of the skiers and riders that come from the East. We have a lot of athletes coming from Vermont this week at championships, and just so awesome to see the East Coast represent what they have out there. And Mary Jane is just cruising. She has this really fun, surfy, floaty style in her turns, and it just makes her look like she's having a blast out there. Cruising it up. Here comes Mary Jane. What does she have in store for us here? This midsection of the venue, lining up this feature these snowboarders love to hit. Again, so fall line there. She really took that feature so direct top to bottom.
Yeah, and that feature is very flat going top to bottom, so you got to be ready. Have those stomping legs.
It takes some strong stomping legs to do what Mary Jane just did there, and she is showing that she is not slowing down. She's been training, she's been building that strength, and she is going to keep it here for this last section of the venue.
It looks like she's making her way into turkey chutes.
Into turkey chutes. Here she comes. Mary Jane is hungry for it. Let's see what she has here. Navigating through these trees, making sure she knows exactly where she's going to hit her last airs and features here. Again, it is not easy to pick this line.
Looks like she's lining up a huge air.
Huge air here from Mary Jane. And my goodness, that was quite the send. The confidence it takes to boost something that big, and she just popped straight back up on her feet and is crushing it into the finish corral. Oh, little pop over the tree. She's stoked. I feel like you can see the smile from here. It's just radiating off of her. What fun riding out of Mary Jane.
That was quite the impressive send there.
There was no turning back from where she was there, too. Once you are in those trees, you are committed to that send. Hugs from the teammates there. Already, and back up top, panel A, our next athlete is coming to you from Whistler. Bib 105, we have Xavier Lamoureux dropping in up top right now. Here comes Xavier. Another air straight out of the top, coming in super hot. And back on his feet, Xavier is cooking it. Looks like he's headed towards Hells.
Looks like he's making his way over.
Making his way over, navigating through those trees. Kind of picking a different entrance here than we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Really steep exposure, steep and techie. Where is he going?
Yeah, he's exploring a new zone here.
Oh my goodness. What a crazy techie line there. That is so technical and so steep. And just absolutely cruised through that, opening up a new section of that venue today.
Yeah, Xavier making it look really smooth through there.
That was wild. I cannot imagine going through that on a snowboard especially. One edge, really holding on, and just made that look so smooth. As he comes here to this midsection of the venue, clearly showing off that he is a technical rider. He has the skills to navigate through that really steep section, and I bet he has something else fun coming up for us here. Nice air with the grab.
With a method air.
He is showing that he is strong, he is techie, and he is there for the freestyle too. He's got the tricks and the technique.
Xavier just throwing a method for the people out there.
Method for the people. That is what the people want to see. And just cruising into this bottom section of the venue here, navigating through the trees. What does Xavier have for us here? This rider out of Whistler.
It looks like we got another taker into turkey shoots.
Another taker into turkey shoots. Getting hungry, ready to put it down.
Just what way will he come out?
Which way will he? Only Xavier knows. For him to know, for us to guess, let's see what he's got. Lining it up. And my goodness, so calculated. Cruising to the bottom here. Here comes Xavier. We hear the cowbells. We see the team. They're stoked to show him the love for such a long, awesome run. That top section was so techy, so impressive, the way he was just so smooth through those rocks.
Yeah, it was quite the run from Xavier.
Everyone's pumped to see it. U15 snowboard men, panel A, and we're going to jump back over to panel B as we get ready for our next athlete, Jyla McGlone out of Steamboat, Colorado. And here she comes. Cruisy surfy turns out of Jyla. Jyla McGlone coming in here. She is staying nice and calculated as she gets ready to line something up through these steep chutes. Again, this is choppy. This is steep. This is not easy riding. Let's see what she's lining up here. Looks like she's got her eye on something. Whether it's the chute or the air, she's coming in, bopping over those rocks. And just really staying nice and smooth as she rides through this top section here. Jyla staying nice and cruisy as she continues through this midsection of the venue here.
Just making her way through with ease.
Just showing that she's staying nice and controlled over that snowboard. And I bet we've got another taker for these rocks here. Here she comes, Jyla getting ready to line it up. Oh my goodness, where will she go? Here comes Jyla catching some air off that there. Really trying to grab those line score points and keep them for the taking. And here is Jyla making her way to this last section of the venue here. I think we have a handrail taker here. What do you think, Tavo?
Possible handrail, yeah.
Possible handrail, yeah. Let's see what Jyla's got for us.
Oh, looks like she's going off the top of the handrail.
Top of the handrail, keeping it creative, keeping it fluid.
Going into the Y.
Into the Y.
Maybe she's going to sneak back up onto the corner of the handrail here.
And take a bite out of this handrail. Oh, she's lining it up. She's hungry for it. She wants the air. Oh, beautiful. What a fast run out there. And she did such a nice job shutting down that speed, really using that goalie to her advantage to help shut down that speed and stay in control. What fun, fluid riding out of Jyla from Steamboat, Colorado. And all of our U15 and U19 skiers and riders need to qualify through the series in order to be invited into championships. So these are just not random athletes here. These are some of our top-ranked athletes in the North and South America region, Region 2, that get invited to championships to show us what they have. And this Colorado rider is so stoked to be at the bottom, and just look back up and see that she painted her line down the face of the cirque here in California.
Nice job. Sounded good.
And she's getting all the love from her teammates here. They're stoked to see her. What awesome riding.
Okay. Let's just take a count right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 men. 2 ladies. 15 left.
And then we will jump back over to panel A at the top. Again, we're running a dual panel, so we have 2 simultaneous competitions happening as athletes dropping in here. We have an independent athlete, Jude Anderson, bib 93, dropping into the circle right now.
Like CJ always says, the independent athletes are the ones you have to watch out for because no one knows who they are or where they're from.
That's so true. And an independent athlete is an athlete that doesn't train with the Freeride team, but still competes in the IFSA series. So Jude is an independent athlete showing what he's got on the circuit here right now as he lines up this top section of the venue.
Looks like Jude is lining up a solid air here.
Jude's got something coming in for us. Again, so steep, so technical. You can just see the chop on the venue on the live stream here. It is not smooth. These athletes are navigating not only through the rocks, but also through these massive bumps that we have here on the venue. Oh, he's getting ready, dropping the air and riding that out. That is such a bumpy run out, and he was just so smooth, getting ready to shut down that speed and stay nice and controlled in that run out. And I'm sure taking a deep breath here through this midsection of the venue as he gets ready for some more action. What is Jude going to show for us here? Again, U15 snowboard male, independent athlete. Jude's just linking those turns nice and floaty. Using the whole venue to his advantage, just really painting his line down this venue.
Jude maybe potentially lining up a new feature we haven't seen yet today.
Nice. Really smooth air there, going for another air.
Almost taking it as a double.
Oh, yeah, it was really just back-to-back there. Certainly not afraid to be in the air. And here he comes in his last section of the venue here, navigating through the trees. Where is he going to go?
I think we got another taker into turkey shoots.
Another taker into turkey. Let's see what Jude has for us. Here he comes through the trees, just getting ready to gobble up turkey shoots. Here comes Jude lining up Amando. Huge stomp there. My goodness, what a bumpy run out. And they have that rock in the landing too. So not only are you lining up this big feature, but then you also have to avoid that obstacle that seems to be quite in the run out of turkey shoot.
Yeah, it's definitely not fun to hit rocks.
Not fun to, well, fun to hit rocks, but also not fun to hit rocks. Depends on the type of rock that you're hitting and how you're hitting it. But Jude did such a good job navigating around that feature and just really cruising into the bottom here. Alrighty, and without blinking, we are back up top, panel A, and another independent athlete, bib 110, Katya Sharp, dropping into the cirque. Here she comes. I heard she's heading into Hells too. Let's see what she has for us. Linking those turns, showing off that technique that she is strong and controlled over her board. Oh my goodness, nice little hop turns here. out of Katya. Here she comes.
Yeah, showing off that technique to the judges. Judges love hop turns.
Judges do love hop turns. Lining up something techie here too. Navigating through those tight sections on this venue here. And showing that she is not done showing off that technical riding. And again, I'm sure taking a deep breath here, has a moment to breathe as she lines herself up for something else here on the circ. Where will she go? Our very popular feature here. Here she comes, biting off a nice chunk there, and so controlled as she puts that straight to her feet. Absolute stomp city out of our independent athlete. And Katya is our second to last athlete here for U15 snowboard women. So we're going to see one more here on panel B for U15, and she is just going to keep cruising and keep us on our toes. Where will she go in this bottom section here? She's not done yet.
It's like she's making her way over to Picture Rock.
Picture Rock. Let's see what she lines up here. This is not small.
Yeah, lining up quite a big
feature. Taking a huge bite and just showing some awesome control out of that.
Yeah, and just remember, these ladies are under 15.
U15, my goodness. I'm going to need to check a birth certificate. That was wild riding out of Katya here.
Yeah, quite the impressive run. She has to be stoked on that.
Yeah, that was so awesome to see. Really just kept the crowd on their toes the whole time. I'm sure the judges are stoked on that one too. And I'm sure she has a huge smile on her face as she comes into the finish corral. Beautiful riding from this young snowboard female. And then back up, panel A is getting ready to drop their next athlete. So again, dual panel system, 2 sets of judges. We have 2 simultaneous competitions running at the same time in order to get as many athletes in and absolutely stack these fields as we get ready here. So it's going to be, again, another great day of snowboarding. We're pumped to announce. It's just been so fun out here all week. The vibes have been so high. It's been a blast.
Yeah, like Jeff Holden always says, free ride, keep the vibes high.
That is what Jeff Holden does say, and my goodness, he is right. Free ride, the vibes have been high. Again, huge shout out to our sponsors, Backcountry Access, Helly Hansen, GoPro, Tahoe Freeride. And today after the event at 4 o'clock, we have our patio party kicking off. So come hang out with the community. It's going to be a great time. And back up top, bib 92, another independent athlete. We have Noah Jones dropping in. And here comes Noah, another air out of the top, straight to his feet, linking turns out of it, showing that he is no stranger to being in the air and ready to show full control over his snowboard.
Looks like he's making his way back across the ridge, potentially heading to Hell's Alternates.
I just love those surfy turns out of our snowboarders that are really showing off just some cruisy riding. That is so fun to watch. Noah is lining something up here in Hells for us.
Yeah, Noah just coming in, smack the lip.
Here you go. Whoop-bam! Showing that he is not afraid to make some turns in this steep, techie section. That was so fast and so smooth out of that top there. My goodness, really fun surfy turns out of this snowboarder here.
Yeah, Noah's just cruising through, making it look nice and easy, taking the high traverse.
Taking the high traverse, what is he lining up? Again, so impressive for these athletes to pick their line and remember exactly where they're going on a venue that is such a maze and so hard to navigate.
Looks like Noah's lining up the wind whip. First taker of the wind whip.
Throwing in that grab there, showing that he's got the style, trying to boost those style points. Lining up another air here. Here comes Noah.
Oh, with an indie grab.
Indie grab, beautiful execution. Just really intentional riding out of Noah right here. He knows where he's going. He knows what he's doing. He is just showing off that he is stoked to be here and he is ready to throw it down.
Noah coming in through the Y with a lot of speed.
And just staying so calculated as he makes his line here. Really trying to grab those line score points. Again, every time an athlete hits a feature, they're building that line score, which affects the other 4 categories of their scoring.
And Noah just adding in some bonus airs down here with a backside 360.
Really showing that he not only has the calculated, controlled riding, but he also has the tricks. His bag of tricks is stacked. He's got the spins. He's got the grabs. And Noah must be thrilled as he comes into the finish corral here. Nice and fast. He is pumped. Arms in the air. Oh, he's claiming his run.
What a run from that young man.
Beautiful riding out of Noah. And back up to the top for Panel B, we have our final snowboard U15 athlete of the day coming to you from Team Monarch, bib 111. We have Zoe Lee on course.
Zoe making her way through that top section. Super smooth, super easy.
Zoe is getting ready to show off what she's been working on all season. Junior Freeride Championships. These are the strongest riders that we have seen out of our ranking here in Region 2, North and South America. And Zoe getting ready to come in through this chop here. And so impressive again. These athletes get a on-snow inspection, but they're not allowed to hit their features. So a lot of these athletes are hitting features that they've never hit before in competition. And she is just cruising through that top section, making that steep chop look so smooth and so easy. Linking those turns through this midsection here, taking a moment to, catch her breath, regain control, and just really figure out where she's going. But she has stayed so technical and so strong through her section here so far.
Zoe taking that high traverse. Maybe we got another taker on the wind whip.
Another taker on the wind whip. Let's see what Zoe has in store for us here. Really doing a beautiful job navigating those trees, bopping up there. Again, all the trees look so similar, so the fact that these athletes are really able to know where they are on venue is just so impressive. And Zoe lining up our favorite feature here. Here she comes. Awesome riding. And it's so fun to have, so many athletes hit the same feature, but every person really has their own unique style and take on the same feature to really just keep it interesting and put their own personal flair in it. And she's cruising into this bottom section here, showing no signs of slowing down. Zoe has just stayed so controlled and so consistent through her run.
Oh, airing into the Y.
Airing into the Y. Another one here. She's hungry for it.
Airing into the Y again.
Again. Second air into the Y. Here and another one. She's just stacking up these nuggets here. Here she comes. Bopping through another one here. Showing us that she is just ready to use this whole venue and just really treat it like the playground it is. Awesome grab there out of Zoe. She is just hunting for those points, and she wraps it up here and brings it into the finish corral. Zoe Lee out of Team Monarch, our final U15 snowboard woman of the day.
And what a run from Zoe Lee. And as these athletes drop in, their start order is reversed from their qualifying order from yesterday. So Zoe qualified in first place yesterday. She's the last U15 girl down.
She's got her tutu on. She's getting hugs from the team, and she is so stoked on that run. We can hear her screaming from the cap. My goodness, the good vibes are just rolling off of Zoe and so contagious for the whole crowd. We love to see the hugs. We love to see the interaction of the athletes, and it's just so beautiful. Something that really makes this sport unique is the community and the way these athletes support each other.
It's the whole point about Freeride.
The Freeride family, as they say.
Hashtag this is Freeride.
Hashtag this is Freeride right here. You know, it happens up on the venue, but it also just happens here in the community, and it's so beautiful to see. And that will wrap up Panel B U15 Snowboard Women, but Panel B will continue with our U19 Snowboard Men after, as we continue with our dual panel system and keeping it consistent and running out. We are going to break to a quick ad here, so stay tuned for some more awesome riding out of these snowboarders.
Freeride is freedom, a connection with the world, with nature, human instinct. It is in all of us.
Alrighty, and Freeride is keeping us on our toes as we have our next athlete. Bid 97 is on venue out of Steamboat, Colorado. We have Reed Graham on course.
Right there in the Hell's alternate. Oh, yeah, those moguls right there. Making their way through here.
Again, navigating this chop, this is just getting bumpier by the minute, I feel like. And Reed is showing no signs of slowing down here.
Yeah, Reed just flowing through with an air.
I really love the way that he turned out of that too, just keeping it nice and in the fall line and showing the judges that he has that control. Again, this is Reed Graham out of Steamboat, Colorado, just doing an awesome job with this section of the course. Another blink and you will miss it type of run.
Yeah, Reed looking at the most popular air of the day, our favorite air.
Our favorite air, and he is just taking it to Stomp City. Again, so fun to see this personal flair that each athlete can put on the same feature.
Looks like Reed is making his way around Turkey Point.
Such speed out of this snowboarder too, my goodness. Here he comes flying into the chute here. Lining it up, where is he gonna go? Oh, stomping over that exposure and just flying into the corral here.
What a big run.
That was so fast. Really impressive to see not only such controlled and dialed riding, but the speed coming in there. It's not easy to hold speed on such choppy terrain.
Yeah. Reed just coming in hot there, spraying some snow.
And getting straight into the hugs too. My goodness, the team is stoked to see it. Reed's coming to you from Steamboat, Colorado, so we have Colorado representing, and he is just so pumped to put down a run like that. Oh, Reed looks pumped. He is getting all the love from the team. And you can just see the vibe of the corral here. Everyone is just so stoked on Freeride. You can just feel it here as these snowboarders are just so pumped to be here at the final championships here in Kirkwood, California, hosted by Tahoe Freeride.
Yeah, Tahoe Freeride does it different. They are the most fun in the freeride community.
It is such a fun region. And we're going to finish up our U15 Snowboard Men category here. We have two more athletes to drop in for these final runs here. And you can just see the stadium stacked with viewers. They are just so pumped to watch this go down. My goodness, it is the perfect beach vibe setting to watch some snowboarding. Snowboarding at the beach, it really doesn't get much better than that.
It does not.
Who doesn't love snowboarding at the beach? Next, we'll do surfing on the mountain.
Isn't that basically snowboarding?
Honestly, the board sports, all these athletes are so talented. They do so many other sports, and they're just so well-rounded and so athletic. It's so fun to watch what they can do. And we're going to hang tight here and jump to a quick ad while we get ready to continue our comp.
All my volunteers, if you guys would gather right here.
Well, I can get you up. There you go.
We want to be here, all right? That's where we get our power from.
Starting his run off with a bang. Getting in.
He is such a talented rider. We have seen some awesome things coming out of him this season. And his snowboard coach is such a talented rider as well. I feel like they really inspire each other, and it's so cool to see that dynamic with athlete and coach.
Yeah, they do. And Kaito really loves to go really big.
Let's see what he has in store for us today. I think we're going to see something impressive out of this young rider.
Yeah, just creeping his way up there, barely making it, showing us that control with that big turn out.
And he is cruising through this midsection of the venue here, linking those turns, showing that control, showing that technique. Nice air there.
I don't think we've seen anyone pop off that today.
What a unique take on this feature. So fun to see these athletes get creative with the venue. And he is lining it up here. Let's see what we've got. Taking that so nice and fall line and just cruising turns out of there.
Kaito making his way over towards Y-shoot.
Heading to Y-shoot, showing us that he is not done yet. This snowbird rider, no stranger to steeps. He is training on quite the mountain over there. And he's getting ready to throw it down. Where is he going to go?
Looks like he's sneaking in underneath the handrail here.
Oh, it is Mando from there, straight off, right to his feet. What beautiful control there. My goodness.
With another air there, Kaito just making work of this venue.
Just absolutely stacking up those features, too. That was such awesome riding out of this snowbird athlete. I bet his coach is so pumped to see that, and I feel like we can just see the smile radiating off of him as he comes into the corral. He is pumped to put that one to his feet.
Yeah, you know he's stoked.
And we have one more U15 snowboard male for our division here in finals on panel A. And again, they're running in reverse order from how they placed yesterday at qualifiers. So we are seeing them, our people that scored super high yesterday in qualifiers are going to be at the bottom of our start list today. You got a nice pan here of what our finished corral looks like. Kirkwood set up that fun little park for us. We've got our media team in the Snowcat, and then you can just see all of the bleachers. And what a fun vibe that Kirkwood set up for us here to really just keep this energy nice and high in our finish corral. And then just take a look at that cirque. Like, my goodness, that venue top to bottom is so long and so steep and full of so many features. It's so impressive to watch these athletes navigate from top to bottom.
Oh, there's been quite a few takers of the park today. Little jib sessions going on.
The last 2 days, we've seen some jibbing out of our athletes and just so much energy from these guys. Like, my goodness, freeride competing is not enough. They've got to jib it out, too.
Everyone loves to jib it out.
Everyone loves to jib it out.
We got Stomp City up there and Jib City down here.
Stomp City and Jib City. Going to take a quick left at Stomp City and then hit the right at Jib City and head all the way into the corral. And again, today we have our patio party starting at 4. And if you would come and play some cornhole, we have a tournament going on. And anyone that dares to beat our director of ops in a game of chess wins a free membership next year for competition. So you heard it here. If you can beat Brian Cole in chess, you will get a free membership next year.
That is quite the deal.
That is quite the deal. Get your free ride on, get your cornhole, and get ready for some chess. We are a multi-sport event here this week.
Freeride is freedom, a connection with the world, with nature. Human instinct. It is in all of us. Getting out of our comfort zone, deciding where we want to be, and exploring.
As we drop our final athlete from Panel A from the Continental team, Logan Lamoureux, bid 84, dropping in right now.
Yeah, Logan just skying into that zone, coming down into hells.
Really linking those turns, showing off that control, showing off that technique. He is hunting for something.
And Logan just getting super technical in there.
What steep, choppy venue here, and he is just doing such a good job lining it up. I think he's got something for us here. Oh, doing such a good job holding on. There's really a little bit of that kicker up that really bucks people back out of the run out there, and he just navigated that so beautifully, so strong. You can tell he's got stomp legs.
Stomp legs and stomp core to hang on to that.
Honestly, stomp everything. Logan is in Stomp City.
Coming in with a little air off the wind lip.
And lining up our favorite feature here. What does Logan have off this one? Another beautiful direct fall line take on that feature there as Logan just cruises his way to the bottom section of the venue.
Looks like Logan's trying to get into the turkey shoots area.
Turkey shoots, here he comes. Excited to see what he has. Again, this is not an easy section to get through. There's a lot of trees. You can end up in that Mando section here too and just really see what Logan has for us right now. That was so fun to watch him go so direct for that. We've seen a little bit of hesitation from other athletes in that section, but Logan was just so fast and direct there. The confidence it takes to run into that type of terrain is just so impressive.
Yeah, Logan showed us why he qualified in first place yesterday.
Wrapping up the last of the division here for U15 snowboard men, getting all the hugs and all the love at the bottom. He must be stoked on that run.
We're going to be over the plaza today, I understand, CJ. For our award. Yeah, we're having an award ceremony dinner. We got a little party going.
And we are not done yet. We have U19 finals coming up with Panel A and Panel B, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes to keep the show going. Alrighty, we are back for our U19 snowboard men and women. A go and do panel here again. Panel A and Panel B. We have Panel A ready to kick off our U19 snowboard women. And first on course, we have Vera Kick, bib 161, Tahoe local, coming to you from the Kirkwood Freeride team. So this is her backyard, and she is showing that off as she aired right out of the top.
It may be her backyard, but she does not get to ride this terrain often. This is a permanently closed area.
And just so awesome that Kirkwood opens it up for us because they know these athletes are talented and qualified, and we are seeing that here with Vera. Also, for those of you that are just jumping back in, they moved the start up for our U19 athletes. So these athletes are going to drop in even higher up on the circuit than our U15s, making this venue even longer. And here is Vera getting ready to show us what she's got here. No way out but air from here for Vera.
3, 2, 1. Kick getting ready to drop right here.
Looks like she's picking her line here, deciding how she's going to jump off this feature.
She goes right here. Vera kick inside. She's right outside the ice bubble.
Staying nice and technical, and these athletes have to be so calculated in the terrain they are in. It is really gnarly terrain and just really consequential, so that's why we want them to be so dialed and just really make sure they know where they are going.
It looks like she might be hung up on a little bush or something.
She's thinking about what she's going to do. She's making smart decisions. She's a U19 athlete, so she's no stranger to free ride terrain. And getting a little caught up in the bush, but she is safe. She is on her feet, and she's moving as she keeps going through the Kirkwood Cirque here. And she is making some groovy turns here through the venue. Junior athletes are also required to have an IFSA certified coach with them, so that way they know that they're making smart decisions as they ride and ski in these venues that are really gnarly and are really steep. So that is something that the junior athletes have, our coaches, to help them make these decisions.
As we move into the U19s here, it's a little bit more competitive because they're all fighting for a top 5 overall spot to qualify for the Freeride Junior World Championships.
So our athletes here that are competing today show that they are top of the ranking for the whole series this winter, and then those athletes get invited to championships. They competed in their qualifying run yesterday, and we took about the top half of those athletes in finals today. So these athletes have put in the work to be on this venue today. It was not easy for them to get here, and they're really showing their dedication to freeride and to the sport. And here comes Vera cruising through this bottom section of the venue here.
As she's making her way through the Y.
She is just cruising those turns. Again, nice and surfy. It looks like the snow's really softened up from this morning, which is something that almost makes it a little more challenging for these athletes as they get to inspect the course in the morning. And then if they don't run for hours later, the venue can change quite a bit as that snow softens up. So it's not easy to stay super predictable about where their run is going to be, about what the takeoffs and landings are going to look like. So they have to be very adaptable and very agile as they get ready to drop. And that was an awesome run here from Vera. She's getting the hug. She's getting the love. And we are heading back up top to Panel B. Panel B is going to run our U19 snowboard men. From Peak 1 team, we have Noah Dorman, bib 135 on venue. Here comes Noah.
Coming out. Thunder down under out of New Zealand. Long course in the circuit.
Noah Dorman coming in nice and hot here. U19, our first U19 snowboard male of the day here at finals.
It looks like he's making his way over into Hells.
Here he comes. He's cooking. He's hungry. Let's see what Noah has for us. Peak One, our Colorado athlete coming all the way to California to compete on the circ here in finals and show us what he's got. Noah Dorman making the shoot look so easy and so smooth. Getting back on his toe edge, showing that he is not afraid to turn, not afraid of showing off some technique in those steeps. Taking that high traverse we saw some of those U15 riders take earlier today. And he's going to navigate through something spicy through these trees here. He is just really making his way through that forest there and popping out so smooth, bopping up over that little wind lip here. And I think we might see him line up one of these popular features we were seeing earlier.
Oh, definitely lining up one of those popular features.
And so smooth into that. Absolutely no hesitation. He was cooking into that takeoff. And he is cruising through here, taking a traverse as he heads somewhere. Traversing with a purpose, as they say. He is lining it up here. What does Noah have in store for us?
Working his way into the side of the handrail. It's been a pretty popular feature today. Going huge.
Again, no hesitation from him with his takeoffs. That's something that's really fun to watch out of this rider. There is no hesitation. Oh, fun little spins there out of Noah, too. He is just so confident in his riding. It's so awesome to see.
That was like a half-pipe alley-oop there at the bottom.
Yeah, throwing in that freestyle, really trying to grab those style points and show the judges that he is a strong skier, but not afraid to toss out some tricks, too.
Oh, with another back wave down here at the bottom.
Noah's not done yet, and he is now in the corral. Comes to a complete stop immediately to the hug, feeling the love from the team. Noah Dorman out of Peak One, Colorado.
He's got to be stoked on that run.
And then back up top, we're going to head over to Panel B. Again, we're running a dual panel system, so 2 competitions happening at once. And we have another Vermont rider, bib 132, Logan Ellis. Excuse me, I was a little confused there on our panels. We actually have bib 150, Emma Hyon out of Peak One as well. So we are back on Panel A, U19 snowboard women, and we have Emma Hyon on course right now.
Do you think Emma and Noah are teammates?
Honestly, they might be out of Peak One. I'm sure the whole Colorado team's traveling together, keeping the vibes high as they make their way to this finals run here in Kirkwood.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to a similar zone as Noah, making her way into Hells.
Emma Hyon, U19 snowboard women, really crushing through this top chalky section here. It is choppy, it is steep, and Emma is just making it look so smooth. Back on her heel edge, she's showing that she is not afraid to show off some technique here. Carving it up. It is so steep and so choppy there, and Emma is just making it look so smooth.
Yeah, making her way through what CJ calls Hollywood Boulevard. Cruising through, maybe even eyeing up one of these popular hits down here.
We love this feature. The snowboarders love to see it. They love the air. Emma is no stranger to being in the air. Let's see what she has for us, as maybe she's keeping us on our toes and staying nice and creative with her line. Fun, cruisy surfy turns through this section of the venue. Nice and controlled over her board. Again, that is something the judges really want to see. Control is an entire category that these athletes are being scored on. They want to see safe and responsible riding within an athlete's ability, and Emma is giving them just that. She's going to pop out of the trees here any second. I can feel it. And there is Emma as she is just cooking in this last section of the venue. Nice and strong. Again, showing that control, showing that technique. She is boosting into the finish corral here. Emma Hyon out of Peak 1 in Colorado. What an awesome run for this U19 snowboard woman. And getting all the love from her team here. You could just see the smile on her face. What impressive riding, top to bottom. The Cirque is no joke. It is a long venue, and these athletes are just really showing off what they've got here. Getting the high fives, getting the hugs. And panel B is getting ready to drop in bib 132. This is our athlete out of J Peak, Logan Ellis, coming all the way from Vermont and dropping into the Cirque.
Hoodie is dropping in switch right now.
Dropping in switch right now, keeping it spicy. Let's see what Logan has for us. Awesome top air there, opening up a new section of this venue. Such control as he comes down here. Keeping it nice and playful. Here comes Logan.
Making his way into that Mando zone.
You have to stay so committed in this zone. It is a mandatory air. And he had no hesitation as he made his way through that drop. And my goodness, it really flattens out there in that landing. So that run out is not easy to do. And Logan was just so confident coming into that. Really awesome to see these riders feel so strong in their line choice.
Coming back over, maybe airing the wind whip right here. Oh, just a nice slash.
Nice slash, keeping it creative, keeping it fun.
With a frontside 360.
Showing off those tricks. He's not only got the airs, but he's got the tricks to back it up too. And grabbing some more line points there, going over the exposure, and just really keeping it creative and playful as he makes use of this whole venue here. I really love his surfy turns. He is just not afraid to throw turns down the entire venue. And here comes Logan lining up another feature here for us.
Oh, he's throwing another hit there. With a method air.
Oh my goodness, he was just stacking up that last section there, air to grab. Logan is really showing off what he's got. Again, J Peak ski and snowboard team coming to you all the way from the East Coast in Vermont, and what an awesome run we saw out of this U19 snowboarder.
Yeah, Logan definitely knows that method airs are not for yourself. They're for the people.
Method airs for the people. All right, and we're jumping back over to panel A. Back up top, bib 159, an independent athlete. We have Skylar Hare dropping in. Skylar Hare, where is she going to go? What line does she have picked out for us here? Starting off nice and spicy, getting in this steep chute.
Yeah, she's making her way into the bucket snowfield.
The bucket snowfield. Nice smooth run out there from Skylar. You can see a lot of these athletes are putting in fresh tracks out of that chute there. Again, they are competing on permanently closed terrain, so unique and so special that they really get to rip up this whole venue top to bottom. Let's see what Skylar has for the rest of it.
Looks like Skylar's getting her way into a mandatory zone here.
Nothing but air for here for Skylar. Let's see where she decides to take flight.
She's just sneaking in right here.
Getting super dialed and calculated. Nice, smooth exit there from Skylar. That is so calculated and so technical, and she really knew exactly where she wanted to go there.
Yeah, it was a smooth stomp, smooth run out there.
And she's just still on the move. She's like, yep, drop that, no big deal, let's keep going. Typical Freeride fashion. Skylar Hare has got it. Let's see where she goes. Our most popular feature of the day, I'd have to say, Tava. What do you think?
It might be the most popular feature of the day.
Here she comes. A little caught up there, but she's back on her feet. Doesn't even phase Skylar. She is on the move again. Staying nice and surfy with those turns, showing off that technique and that control.
Yeah, she's just easing her way through right here.
So fast, my goodness, look at the speed out of this girl. This is so impressive. Coming into Turkey.
She wants that Thanksgiving dinner.
She is hungry. Look at her go, lining it up. Making those turns. And going in for the kicker here.
Maybe taking it as a double there.
Nice. Staying again so creative and so playful as she makes her way into the finish corral. That is a long run top to bottom, and Skylar just showed awesome strength, awesome control, really good riding out of our U19 snowboard female.
Super clean, super smooth.
And again, Skylar is an independent athlete, so she doesn't train with a Freeride team, but she's got a lot of support at the bottom. She's getting the hug, she's getting the love, and she's just so pumped to be down. I'm sure it's quite a relief to be at the bottom after skiing such a gnarly run.
Nakoa?
Do you want to do them?
I don't know how to say his last name.
I think it's Wengreen.
We got Nakoa Wengreen dropping in. He's from the Palisades snowboard team. I helped coach him a little bit. But just an absolute ripper, sneaking through, getting into the bucket snowfield, airing in. Super smooth, super clean.
Showing us some nice technical riding up top. Tahoe local, you know, Kirkwood's his backyard. They're in the Tahoe Freeride circuit. Nicole's going for another air there. Oh my goodness, straight into what is another Mando. And he's lining it up here.
Yeah, Nakoa just stomping the sandy loop-de gap.
Absolute stomp city there. That was wild to see him air into that, into the Mando. That was so impressive.
It looks like he's lining up the wind lip here. Airing it, but unfortunately going down.
And then right back up, though, that athletic. All right, and a quick mic cutout. We are back. We have a Panel A athlete dropping in. This is Molly Blair, an Alpental freeride athlete. She is bib 156, and she is keeping it spicy straight out of the top here in this shoot.
Yeah, Molly just mobbing into the bucket snowfield.
Molly is mobbing. My goodness, what speed here. So fun to see her just cruise through this. Piece of cake for Molly. Oh, she's eyeing something up over here.
Yeah, we haven't seen this zone yet today. This is the Hell's Buttress. Molly's making her way through.
Opening up a new part of the venue here for us today.
Yeah, super steep, super gnarly, and super crazy zone.
Really not a lot of room for error up there. There's a lot of exposure underneath her, and she's just staying so calculated through this run here.
Yeah, super calculated through that technical stuff, making it look easy.
What fun, fluid riding in that section. Really cool to see her just pick a technical line and lay down some carves there.
Yeah, making her way through the Hollywood Boulevard, coming into those popular hits.
She just looks so natural and so relaxed on her board, too. Like, you can tell that she is here for this. She has earned her spot, and she is ready to show it off on her last section here.
Making her way with a method air.
Method is for the people. We love to see it cruising nice in and out of this section here. Molly is just staying so controlled. Again, she has so much control over that snowboard. She's really pointing it where she wants to go and is just cruising this ride here.
Yeah, Molly just disappearing behind the trees there for a minute.
But she's going to pop out nice and strong here in just a second. I can feel it. Here is Molly cruising through this last section here. I got maybe a little wind whip here out of this corner.
Yeah, there's a little wind whip there.
Nice, just keeping it fun, showing the crowd and the judges that she is no stranger to being in the air and is just so pumped to throw down a line like that. What strong riding out of our U19 ski female from Alpental Freeride team. Awesome job from Molly, getting the big hugs. Again, the support from the community is everything. They are just so stoked to cheer each other on, and it is so beautiful to see and just feel the energy radiate from them. What an awesome community.
Yeah, this next athlete up on Panel B, I'm excited to watch, is Kai Cortez.
And I see he's from the Palisades Tahoe team. Have you coached him, Tava?
I have coached him many times.
What are some things he's been working on this season?
He really wants to do a back 7 on the big jump in the Kirkwood Park.
My goodness, back 7 on the big jump in the Kirkwood Park. That's a pretty awesome goal. Do you know if he's landed it yet?
I don't think he's landed it yet.
But working on it, and that's what it takes to really get this bag of tricks, is there's a lot of falls, but these athletes are so persistent. So let's watch Kai drop in.
Yeah, Kai's dropping in. He's got that, like, cold fire style to him, you know?
You see it. He is just no hesitation through that chute. My goodness. Zipping through that top section.
Yeah, making his way. Looks like he might line up something here. With a backside 360 off the wind lip.
He's got the tricks. He's got the air. He has clearly been working on all of it this season. Nice and to his feet. What a powerful section through this venue he just laid down. That was so impressive.
Yeah, I really like how he did that there. It was super techy and super fast.
And really just kept us guessing. Like, we had no idea what he was going to do there, and he just laid it down so confidently. So fun to watch when these athletes keep us on their toes.
Yeah, lining up a different air. I've never seen that transition before.
What a creative take to that part of the venue. These athletes just have such a good eye for what they want to do, and Kai is really showing off that creative side of him picking his line and executing it so smoothly.
Looks like he's making his way through the turkey shoots.
What a fast run. I can't believe he's already at this last section of the venue again. What absolute speed Kai has shown us. And getting ready to bite off another section of turkey here. What does Kai have here?
Yeah, Kai's making his way into that mandatory zone. Going big.
Oh my goodness.
So
holding
fast.
that on. That was just so consistent on his feet that whole time. Awesome riding out of Kai Cortez here. Palisades Tahoe Freeride team. No stranger to Kirkwood. Tahoe local, and he is showing it off.
Fun fact about Kai is he did all that, and he cannot see out of his front eye. So he's just looking out of his back eye that whole time.
What impressive riding out of Kai. My goodness. Awesome. The team is stoked. You can see it. The vibes are high. All right, and we're going to get ready to jump back over to Panel A, which has our U19 snowboard women. Our next athlete is bib number 151, coming to you from Vail, Colorado. We have Julia Brown dropping in.
Julia dropping in. Looks like she's making her way over towards Hells.
She's got something lined up for us. What does Julia have in store? Gonna air straight out of the top there. Really fun creative bop over that exposure, and just so confidently back on her feet. Absolute stomp city there for Julia.
Julia just making her way into Hells.
Here she comes again, this super techy, very steep terrain, and Julia is just making it look so easy, so smooth as she just links those turns up here.
Julia's just making her way down with ease.
Just so fluid. Again, fluidity is a category that these judges are scoring on. So really seeing an athlete link turns like that, keep the speed consistent, is something that the judges really want to see, and Julia is delivering. Taking that goalie like a half pipe, Julia is just staying so committed. Coming up to our favorite feature here on the venue. Nice chunk there. So controlled, so smooth.
Yeah, with the stomp, you could see how hard she just stomped her legs out in that landing.
Just so confidently. So fun to see these athletes throw it down.
Looks like she's making her way over the Y line.
She has something else in store for us. I can feel it. Julia is not done yet.
Looks like we got another taker just going off to the corner of handrail there.
Hopping up on the shelf here. So smooth. No hesitation as she came into that. Once you're up on that shelf too, it's so committed. There's really no way out but air. And Julia was just so confident coming in there. Cruising some turns as she makes her way to the corral. Awesome riding out of this Vail athlete from Colorado, Julia Brown. Oh, and she is pumped straight to the hugs. The team is so proud of her. I'm sure she is so proud of herself. What fun riding from our Colorado athlete here. And back up top, we are not done yet. Dual panel. Dropping in another Vail athlete. So I'm sure the whole Vail team was up top, chatting it up, getting ready to drop in. And we have Oscar Wood on course right now.
Oscar making his way down towards Hells. Let's see if he's got something lined up for us right here. Boom!
Such a smooth air off the top. So confident as he came into that and just cruises out of it.
making his way back over into the bucket snowfield.
Is he going to line up this Mando here that we've seen quite a few other athletes go?
Looks like he's heading over towards Hell's Buttress.
Hell's Buttress, here he comes. Again, such a techie section here. No room for errors. There's so much exposure below them. And Oscar is just so ready. Gap off that and just be so smooth in his run out.
Yeah, Oscar just cruising through, really going fast through this bottom section here. And it looks like he's lining up the windlip with a nice little indie grab there.
Showing off that style, showing off that he has the tricks, fun surfy turns through this section here, and lining up to our feature there. So smooth.
Yeah, locking in another indie grab there.
What awesome riding out of Oscar Wood here from Vail, Colorado. He is just doing such a good job showing off that he has earned his spot here in finals.
Yeah, making his way into the Y chute.
Into the Y chute. Here comes Oscar. What does he have hopping back up on this shelf? Going up to the handrail, making his way there.
Man, he is really just
going for the double and around those rocks in the landing. You know, you not only have to line up that double perfectly, but then you also have to line up that exit because of those hazards there in the landing, and he was just so smooth and so controlled out of that.
Yeah, what a run from the junior.
Oh, we could hear him coming into the gate. He's yelling. He's stoked. He's getting all the hugs. Another Vail athlete dropping back-to-back, so I'm sure the whole Colorado team is there, and they are so stoked to see that.
Yeah, and the handrail there at the end, that's a big deal.
That's a proper double, you know. You have to land and take off and land and take off, and he just navigated that so effortlessly.
Especially
so fun to watch.
In these conditions.
Alrighty, our next athlete is an independent rider, Kayla Roussel, bib 152, dropping in right with an air out of the top. No hesitation from Kayla.
Yeah, she's mobbing in, making it look real good, real nice, with a lot of style and ease.
And here she comes, our U19 snowboard female, Kayla getting ready to bite off another chunk of this venue.
Yeah, making her way into the Hell's Buttress.
Hell's Buttress, she's going to give them hell. What does Kayla have for us here? Steep chute there and fun little turn coming into it and out of it. Nice job keeping that controlled.
Yeah, that was a little straight line chute there.
There's full commitment in that section. There is no turning back once you point your board down. So she just did such a beautiful job making that look so smooth.
Looks like she's making her way down to the wind lip.
Navigating through those trees. Again, so impressive that these riders are able to just pick their line and remember where it is and stay navigating on top of everything else that they're doing. Just staying so fun and so creative on this playground here. She is just making it look so fun. Lining up this feature here. Grabbing some more line score points as she goes over the exposure. Little bobble there, but Kayla is back on her feet and cruising again.
Kayla just jumping off every little nugget she can see there.
Everything she can grab, she is taking and keeping. And I bet we're about to see her pop out of the trees here in just a second. We've got eyes on Kayla. Making some fun sneaky turns around all those features there. Just staying so creative with this section of the venue. I bet she's coming in for this wind lip here.
With a nice shifty air there, showing off the base of her snowboard. Just got to let the sponsors know what's up.
Got to show it off, and she is cooking her way into the corral here. Our independent athlete, Kayla Roussel.
She's getting tons of love there at the bottom.
And oh my goodness, going top to the bottom of the circuit, I can only imagine how exhausted these athletes are. And we are heading back up top, panel B. Again, dual panel, it never stops, keeping these divisions stacked with these athletes.
We got Sloan Hannapin dropping in on course right now. Sloan coming out of Palisades.
Another California local showing off that he is no stranger to Kirkwood and is just coming in so confident to his run here.
Yeah, Sloan is flying through this section. I got the backside through.
What a floaty spin from this rider, too. So effortless, so smooth.
And off the hill's buttress, Sloan Hannapin cruising through there, making it look real good.
Over that exposure, too, it is just so much more complicated to really gap those rocks, and he's just making it look so good.
Especially throwing a 360 over exposure like that.
There's really no room for error there.
There's not. And Sloan coming into the wind lip with a nice little shifty there.
And just really treating the cirque like his playground. He is just saying so playful and so creative as he makes his way through his line. Going to grab some more line points here as he goes over the exposure straight to his feet and carving out of it.
Sloan is also popping off everything in sight.
He just can't keep his snowboard on the ground. My goodness. So airborne, so awesome, and so fun to watch.
Yeah, the cirque is definitely Sloan's playground. I know he grew up riding here. He learned how to ride on the cirque.
And he is coming into this last section of the venue here, getting ready to show us that he's not done in Turkey Shoot.
He knows where he's going, making his way through Turkey Shoot. He wants to take a bite out of that Thanksgiving turkey.
Thanksgiving turkey to the stomp. Not done yet. He's got three for us. And his bag of tricks is stacked. You can tell he's been working really hard on those spins.
Yeah, you know he's excited for that run. That run was top to bottom on fire. He's stoked. He's claiming it.
Hands in the air. Sloan is pumped. My goodness, taking a bow for the crowd because he knows that he just delivered.
Sloan is also one of the funniest kids out there.
You can just see the personality radiating off of his team, getting tackled to the ground by love from the teammates. And back up top, no hesitation, we have another Steamboat athlete coming to you from Colorado, bib 158, Riley McNew on venue.
And Riley making her way over towards Hells.
Coming in nice and controlled and calculated here to this top section. The snow has changed quite a bit from this morning, so impressive to watch these athletes navigate as the conditions change throughout the day. Where is Riley going to take us? She's got something lined up here. Headed towards Hell's Buttress.
Let's see what Riley's got lined up for us here. Well, fortunately, little bobble there.
Little bobble, but right back on her feet. Again, this is such a techie section. It's really high consequence, so the fact that she's able to really shut it down and stay nice and controlled is so awesome to see. She's getting ready. Bopping up over there, over that spicy pepper in the landing. And then just cruising some turns out of it. Such awesome riding out of Riley McNew.
Yeah, Riley's showing us that she belongs here, that she worked hard to be here.
These athletes that are competing today not only got invited to JFCs because of their top rankings in the IFSA series, but also qualified for this run in finals by competing yesterday as well. And she is lining up this popular feature here. We love to see it. What is going to be her take on this feature? Dropping off, taking off a nice chunk of that rock there, and she is on the move, making her way to the final section of the venue here. All right, and Riley's getting ready to wrap it in here. Show us what she's got for this last section of the cirque. Navigating through the trees. I think we have another taker for turkey here.
Yeah, it's been a pretty popular zone today. Wasn't so popular yesterday, though, for the U12 finals.
We're just serving up Thanksgiving meals here as she comes into turkey, getting ready to bite it off. Here she comes, lining it up and getting ready to drop. Let's see it, Riley. You got it. There she goes to her feet. My goodness. She was getting so calculated with that entry, and she just really did it beautifully. She knew right where she needed to be, and she put herself there and just took it straight to her feet.
There was so much control coming out of that, too.
And I think especially because we've seen so many other snowboarders in that section that it's changing the takeoff a little bit as riders keep going through there. And Riley just did such a good job of navigating that entrance and taking it to her feet and coming into the corral here nice and stoked. Coming back to panel B, we have another independent athlete, bibbed 127, Jeremy Allaire, dropping in.
Yeah, Jeremy is coming out of Quebec.
Coming to you from Canada, we have a Canadian rider on course. Here comes Jeremy dropping into that chute there, taking the air and just staying so smooth and so controlled.
Yeah, Jeremy aired into that. Very nice.
Really beautiful riding out of our Canadian rider here.
Looks like Jeremy's getting into that mandatory zone.
Getting ready to bite off a Mando air here. Let's see it from Jeremy.
Oh, he's
hopping
creeping
up
over
the shelf and going through the chute. Creative take on that section there, showing off that technical ability it takes to be so dialed and calculated with that entrance and exit.
Getting in to the wind lip with a nose butter.
Fun, creative riding there from Jeremy. He is just showing everything he's got there.
Oh, unfortunately, washing out a little bit onto his back there.
Little spun up, but I think he's just taking a minute, making sure he's okay, and he is back on his feet, bouncing straight back up. And he's got a head tap, so we know he's okay too. And again, the conditions are just so variable, but these athletes do such a good job of navigating this terrain. And he's making his way down here.
Oh, we just heard that Jeremy just broke his board.
Maybe some issues with his gear there as it looks like a little bit caught up there, and I'm not totally sure what happened, but we're looking for him in the live stream. Here he comes down. We'll have to take a look at what happened there to Jeremy. Just stomping so hard that he broke his board.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can see the split in his board. No wonder he took a break. That is so wild. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he's claiming it.
Oh,
he's claiming it.
And the crowd is going wild for that one. My goodness. Stomping so hard the snowboard couldn't even hold on to him. And he's just going to stomp his way out of the bottom of the venue here.
And a way to finish your run.
This is so wild. I don't know if I've ever seen this happen on venue before.
Yeah, I think this is probably the world's first. Snapping a snowboard and walking down the venue.
Stomping his way down. You know, we see people lose a shoe on venue with their skis, but I have never seen someone lose a snowboard, let alone snap it in half.
Yeah.
That is so wild. He just stomped too hard.
Yeah, stomped too hard. But
he went to Stomp City and back, and now he has to walk out with his snowboard.
Yeah. But talked to Jeremy a little bit this morning. He's a super cool kid. Like, he's so stoked to be here and just stokes everyone out.
And the Eastern Canadian region is really trying to dedicate their series and bring more athletes up and get more events out there. So it's really awesome to see another region join Freeride and just say so stoked on the sport that we have here. Awesome to see them representing Eastern Canada.
Yeah, and I also don't see a better way to end your run with so much stoke and so much love for Freeride. He's running down here. He's sprinting. He's got his broken snowboard over his arm.
The crowd is losing their mind for Jeremy right now. I don't think anyone knows what to make of this, so it is just vibes only as Jeremy comes in. Has to jog out of the finish corral. We were not expecting this from our rider here.
Yeah, Jerry, definitely one of the crowd favorites, so everyone's stoked on that right now.
And just so good to see the athlete come out safe and happy over a tumble like that. It does happen in Freeride, so to see the vibes stay so high, even after such a wild experience, is awesome. But back straight up top to Panel A. We have a Crested Butte athlete, Tegan Riley Turner, bib 160 on course right now.
Yeah, she's dropping in. She's probably wondering what took so long up there.
Crested Butte, Colorado. Here she comes, airing off the top, and then just linking some turns here. She makes her way through this top section of the venue.
Making her way in the hills, working that side of the venue real nice.
Staying nice and controlled through this steep chop. Tegan is showing off those turns and showing off that technique, which again is an entire category that these athletes are being scored on, technique alone.
Yeah, she's showing that control for sure.
And she just looks so center over her board, so controlled. She's really moving that snowboard where she wants to go.
She's locked in. She knows exactly how that snowboard feels under her feet. She's probably been riding it most of the season.
Coming to you from Colorado to Crested Butte team. Tegan lining up one of our favorite features here, straight to her feet and making some carves out of it, showing that control.
Crested Butte is quite the mountain to come from. They have crazy terrain there and really good snow, but really sharky chutes.
Sharky chutes. So Tegan is no stranger to technical riding, no stranger to steeps, and certainly no stranger to air as she shows off all of those in this run here.
Looks like she's making her way into turkey chutes. She's hungry.
Another taker for the turkey chute air here. Let's see her unique take on this as she lines it up here. This is a mandatory air out of here, so no way out but air. Let's see what Tegan has. Lining it up, shooting it off, straight to her feet.
She's going to eat some gravy with that turkey.
Absolutely, and look at her cruising in here. So fast, so controlled. That was a fast run out of this Crested Butte skier here. Rider, excuse me.
Skier, rider.
Skier, rider. Snowboard skis, it's all Freeride.
You know, if you think about it, skis are just a snowboard cut in half.
Honestly, that's what they say. And we are back up top for another athlete from Panel B.
Looks like we got Tema Tamai dropping in. Tema is from Japan, but is riding up at Mount Baker.
I believe we're in Mount Bachelor here, but we have our international athletes coming from near and far. And here he comes on course.
Looks like Tema is getting himself into that mandatory zone, making some real nice turns down there, real fluid, so smooth. Tema to Mai just mobbing through that section.
Absolutely mobbing that top part. That was a proper blink and you will miss it. I cannot believe he's halfway through the venue already. Those huge arcing turns are just so beautiful to watch and really shows off that technique and control that he has here.
Tema just surfing that wall there, coming into the wind lip with a front side nose butter.
Oh my goodness, he's got the airs and he's also got the style. He is showing off that his bag of tricks is stacked.
Yeah, and Tema's turns are just beautiful, and his backside 360s are beautiful.
My goodness, he is showing the judges that he has it all. He has earned his spot here in finals.
And Tema Tamai is also competed at the World Championships a couple times. I actually competed against him a few years ago.
So my goodness, this is a well-rounded rider right here. He is no stranger to freeride. Hopping up on the handrail. Where will he go? Lining up the double. So clean. And a little butt check there at the bottom, but back on his feet.
With another backside 360, Tema Tamai. What a run.
He is showing it off. That was such impressive riding. That top section was just so fluid and so fast and really fun to watch him lay down those carbs into that Mando chute. That was awesome. All right, and we only have 3 snowboard women left. For Panel A, our last 3 of the day, meaning that they were the first 3 to qualify for finals yesterday. So we are excited to see what they have. And another view at the beach here at Kirkwood. Everyone is out in the Hawaiian shirts. They've got the leis on. The sunshine is hot, and we are just enjoying what California has to offer.
Where else would you want to be other than California in this beautiful weather at beautiful Kirkwood Mountain?
And again, a shout out to Kirkwood Mountain for making this happen, for building these bleachers, putting in the terrain park. What an awesome venue here we have.
And shout out Kirkwood Patrol for getting us up on the circuit today.
And keeping our athletes safe. We're so thankful for all they do. And here we go, another Tahoe local, Palisades Tahoe Freeride team, bib 157, Riley Erickson on course.
Yeah, Riley making her way down kind of towards Hells. Looks like she might be lining something up for us right here.
She's got some fun surfy turns coming into that top. Right behind the tree here, but here she is popping out.
Riley making her way into Bucket Snowfield.
And just really linking those turns back on her toe edge, showing that she is cruisy and creative as she keeps us on her toes. Where is she going to go here?
Looks like she's heading into the Hell's Buttress.
Into Hell's Buttress. Here comes Riley.
Riley looks like she's going to air out of Hell's Buttress. Lining it up.
Over the exposure. So awesome. Really grabbing those line score points as she stomps that.
Yeah, what a stomp by Riley Erickson. Oh, unfortunately, a little bobble there.
Little butt check, but back on her feet. It is not going to slow Riley down as she is on the move for her next feature.
Yeah. Riley is actually one of the tallest competitors we have today.
That's pretty exciting. Have you coached her out of Palisades Tahoe?
I have.
And here she comes lining it up.
And off the side of our favorite feature though today.
Taking her own style to it too. So fun to watch these riders just really give it their own flair.
Hey, Riley's just mobbing through this section. Looks like she's heading over to Y spine.
Here she comes, gonna line something else up for us here. Gonna hop up or just cruise through this section here. Nice and fun turns out of Riley.
Yeah, this is the spot to show off your surfy turns and your style, really.
And she is doing just that. Here she comes, showing such control over her board in this last part of the venue here.
With a method error for the people.
Method for the people. Riley is delivering what we want to see, and she is cooking it into the corral here. And we see a huge crowd of people waiting for Riley at the bottom. Just so excited to spread the love and spread the stoke for this Tahoe local U19 snowboard female. Oh, they are so stoked for her.
Yeah, what a run there from Riley.
Oh, it's so fun to see the whole community just supporting each other. And just what awesome vibes here at Kirkwood. They're giving her the hugs. They're stoked. So much fun to see. All of the vibes. You got a smile on Riley's face.
Yeah,
So
Riley
fun.
is just always stoked to be there.
And that's just so, that is what makes Freeride, is the vibe and the energy of these athletes. They are just so pumped to be here.
Yeah, it's always free ride. Keep the vibe high.
Freeride, keep the vibe high, as they do say.
Who says that again?
I think it's out of the Western Canada region.
Yeah, I think it's Jeff Holden. If you don't know who Jeff Holden is, definitely check him out on Spotify.
Keep the vibe high. And we are getting ready to head back up to panel B.
Looks like we got Wyatt Hoffman dropping in.
All right, we have Wyatt Hoffman on course. He's coming to you from the Alpental Freeride team.
Now Wyatt's just cruising through. Looks like he's going to take this air into Bucket Snowfield.
So clean as he airs straight into his line. Getting ready to set the tone for what Wyatt has in store for us.
Now Wyatt's just cruising through right here. See which direction he's going to take here.
Where will Wyatt go? He's got so many options here.
Wyatt looks like he's lining up the wind whip with a backside 360.
Backside 360 above all of that exposure too. What consequential terrain, and he just kept it so smooth.
Yeah, it can be pretty intimidating throwing a 360 over exposure like that.
And he just came in so confident, so clean, airs out of the, what is this, Hell's Buttress here?
Yeah.
Airs out of Hell's Buttress.
Probably one of the bigger airs we've seen out of Hell's Buttress today.
And just such a clean landing out of Wyatt too. So awesome to see that control on his snowboard, which is again something the judges are really looking for, is that control.
Going into the wind whip there.
Wyatt's making his way to our favorite features on the venue.
With a big air off that, probably the biggest air off that feature we've seen today.
That was some distance from A to B. My goodness, he came in with speed there, showing us that he is not afraid of being in the air. And again, a nice fall line, direct trajectory with that hit.
Yeah, looks like he's going in the Y chute.
Popping out there. We've got eyes on him on the live stream. Hopping up the handrail. Let's see. Nice big air off that side of the handrail there.
Another backside 360. Wyatt Hoffman showing us the skill, showing us the spins, showing us the grabs.
He's got not only the air and the technique, but also the tricks to back it up. Wyatt Hoffman coming to you from the Alpental Freeride team. Alrighty. Panel A, we have bib 145 coming to you from the Peak 1 team. We have Brooke Hansen on venue.
Peak 1 out of Colorado.
And here comes Brooke as she makes her way through this top section of the cirque. And Brooke is a Kiwi rider coming to you all the way from New Zealand. So she is no stranger to steep terrain. They have some wild riding down there in New Zealand.
Yeah, she's getting into the bucket snowfield. It's very steep in there, very technical.
It's just so awesome to see so many athletes come from all over the world to be here for our junior championships. And she is just cruising through here, showing us that she deserves to be here.
Airing off the wind lip into Hell's Buttress.
She's coming in nice and hot here, lining it up, showing us she's got those hop turns, got that control. Where is Brooke going to go?
Looks like she might air out of Hell's Buttress right here.
Nice.
Little shifty in there.
Really fun technical riding as she navigated her way through that. It's not easy to throw those hop turns on such steep terrain on a snowboard.
Yeah, making her way over to our favorite airs of the day.
Our favorite air of the day. Brooke is going to deliver. Let's see what she has.
Stomping the air that just claimed Jeremy's board.
And she is on her feet and cruising. My goodness, those turns out of those airs just really show that control and really show that she has that ability to stay technical after a drop.
Yeah, making her way over into Y shoot. Let's see if we have another taker off the side of the handrail here.
Coming up on the handrail, up on this shelf. No way out but air from here. And my goodness, she came into that so strong. She is back on her feet and just cruising through this bottom section of the venue. The crowd is stoked for Brooke right now.
Throwing a little bonus layer there.
We love the bonus airs. And here comes Brooke through the meat of the venue and just cooking into the corral right now.
The bonus airs are for the soul.
Bonus airs for the soul and methods for the people.
That's how it goes. That's snowboarding for you.
That is snowboarding. My goodness, she did such a beautiful job on that line, getting all of the hugs in the world. And back to panel A. Out of Palisades Tahoe, bib 141, we have Tristan Berman on course.
I think that's Tristan Boomin.
Tristan Boomin, Palisades Tahoe. Have you ridden with him before?
I have ridden with Tristan many a time.
And look at that air straight out of the top as he cruises his way to the midsection here.
Tristan is a strong, fast rider. Looks like he's lining up the backside 360 off the wind lip, making his way into Hell's Buttress with a huge air off Hell's Buttress.
Two-stomp city. There was no bobble in that landing. Tristan was so smooth on that execution of that giant chunk there.
Tristan is quite the athlete here. And into the wind lip.
What fast riding out of this snowboarder here from Palisades Tahoe. Nice air. Catching that transition so beautifully on that landing.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anyone quite make it to the transition on that today. But Tristan Boomin is proving that it's possible.
He is just stacking features up here through this section and cruising out of them. My goodness, he is grabbing those line score points and taking them for the keeping.
Looks like he's trying to make his way up on top of Turkey Point.
He's getting ready. A fast run, too. My goodness, he's towards the bottom of the venue, but he is not done yet.
Looks like he's getting a little hungry there.
Getting hungry for some turkey. So fast. And really avoiding that rock in the run out, too. What fast, strong riding out of Tristan Boomin.
Yeah. Tristan Boomin, also known as T-Money.
T-Money coming into the finish corral. He's got the Tahoe team waiting for him at the bottom, and he looks stoked.
T-Money is always stoked.
getting covered in hugs from the team. They are so stoked to see it. What a run. I bet he is so proud of that riding there.
Yeah, that was amazing riding there from Team Money.
And while he catches his breath, we are getting ready to drop our final U19 snowboard female of the day. Coming to you from Palisades, Tahoe, Willow Newton getting ready to drop in up top as Tristan gets ready, finishes celebrating his run there.
A lot of Palisades, Tahoe athletes out here.
Nice and local to the venue. The Tahoe community is showing up for championships here. Absolute beach vibes. You can just tell it's sunny, it's hot. People are so pumped to be here.
Who wouldn't be pumped to be here?
Smiles on the faces all around. The vibe is high for our final day of snowboard competition at Junior Freeride Championships. These are our finals, our U19 athletes here, and they have earned their spot here in championships.
Yeah, we've seen quite a lot of good runs today from the juniors. They're throwing down. They're having a good time.
And we are back up top for our final snowboard female of the day. U19 bib 162 coming to you from Palisades, Tahoe, the local rider Willow Newton. All right, Willow getting ready to drop in here. Here she comes.
Willow making her way above Bucket Snowfield. Looks like she's getting a little techie here, a little billy goat action.
A little bit of billy goat action for our Tahoe rider. Willow making that look so smooth. What a calculated run that needed to be. She really put that down. And cruising some turns here. She gets ready to line up this next section of the venue.
Willow making her way into that mandatory zone.
No way out but air from here. Willow coming in nice and fast. Let's see what she's got. Coming up on the shelf.
Sneaking her way up onto there with a huge air, huge stomp. What a run out.
Biting off quite a chunk of that feature air. That was some serious exposure that she flew over.
And Willow just making some awesome carve turns coming down through her.
Really linking it up and showing off that fluidity. So fun to watch these riders just be so smooth. And Willow is absolutely flying as she makes her way into this next section here.
Willow making her way through where we just saw Tristan come through with a sneaky little air there.
Grabbing those line score points as she stomps going over that exposure and linking some more turns here. Here comes Willow. What does she have here for this bottom section?
Willow just cruising through that chute with ease.
Those were fun surfy turns through that techie section.
Biting off another extra bonus point of pepper.
Bonus points of pepper. Willow Newton, Palisades, Tahoe, our final U19 snowboard female of the day. And that will conclude our athletes in Panel A. Willow's so stoked to be at the bottom, getting all of the hugs and loves from the Palisades team. They are so pumped to see her at the bottom, and I can imagine that she is just so thrilled with that run too.
Over the Freeride World Tour 5-star event. Last competition, Josh Dyack right on the top, dropping into Wendy with a last 3
All of our athletes just absolutely showing what the Freeride family is all about, showing how special that community is, and getting back up top for Panel B. All right, we have a snowbird athlete, bib 126, Gage Lemaster, coming in, dropping in now.
Gage, teammates with Kaito Devine, cruising through into Bucket Snowfield.
showing off that he has been training at Snowbird. They have some gnarly terrain out there, so Gage is no stranger to the steeps and no stranger to the airs.
A little shifty off of the wind lip.
Absolutely cooking it in this section of the venue here. What speed as he lines this up and drops it in. So confident, so controlled. Absolute stomp city from Gage. Linking up some turns, getting ready for this next section of the venue. Such fluid, smooth riding, nice little shifty there, throwing in that style.
Looks like Gage is lining up our favorite air of the day, the best air of the day.
The crowd pleaser, and he is doing just that, showing the crowd that he is stomping it. And here comes Gage, another fast run out of this U19 snowboard male. Already at the bottom of the venue. He's got something else in store for us, though. I can feel it.
Gage just making his way into Y-shoot.
So cruisy, so fluid. He is just surfing his way through the circ right now.
Yeah, Gage is just cruising through. Riding it like a half pipe, airing out with an indie grab.
I knew he had something else up his sleeve for us there, and now he is just cruising into the finish corral, nice and fast. Here he comes, getting ready to get all the love from the team. Again, a snowbird athlete coming to you from Utah.
You can see his teammate there, Kaito Devine. First one to give him a hug with a little tackle there.
Straight to the ground, just overflowing with stoke. They are so pumped to represent the snowbird team and represent Utah, and they are just doing such a good job of showing them what their free riding is all about.
It looks like we only have 2 more snowboard athletes today.
And since these athletes are both in Panel B because they're in the same category, it's going to take just a minute for the judges to finish scoring their runs to be ready for the next athlete. So that's something that makes the dual panel so efficient, is that while the judges are doing that, you can bounce back over to the next panel and drop the next athlete. And it's just such an efficient system here. But with our last 2 athletes in Panel B, we're going to hang tight as we get ready for them to drop our next athlete, who's coming to you from Vail, Colorado. It'll be Caleb Gibbs, and he is up top getting ready to go. All the hugs for Gage at the bottom. He's got a huge smile on his face. He must be so proud of that run. The crowd is stoked. They're on the live stream. They are so pumped. And if you are watching our live stream from home and you love the content that we are giving you, feel free to toss a donation to the team that makes the live stream happen. It is such work that they do. And we are just so thankful for our community that supports Freeride. We really couldn't do it without our sponsors, without these coaches and the athletes and the parents, junior athletes. Go thank your parents for getting you here. It is just awesome to see the support from the entire community.
And we really would not be here if it wasn't for the athletes.
The athletes, they work so hard all season to just stay nice and strong, make good decisions, and just all the traveling. It's quite a bit of commitment, but they are so pumped to be here and do it for Freeride.
And the athletes' parents.
And the athletes' parents. It's just the whole community that makes it happen. We are so stoked to watch the IFSA grow. We have over 1,000 certified IFSA coaches this year, so it's just grown quite a bit, coming all the way from 1996 when Shane McConkey started the IFSA. And Panel B is getting ready for their next athlete. Again, we have Caleb Gibbs going to drop in next, coming to you from Vail, Colorado. Here he comes.
Caleb entering sombrero shoot.
Our second to last U19 snowboard male of the day. Let's see what Caleb is going to throw down.
Heading into Bucket Snowfield with some speed.
Carving those turns out of it, making it look so smooth and just so fun. Caleb looks like he's having a great time up there right now.
Oh, looks like Caleb's opening up a new feature.
Nice and spicy. My goodness. Huge air there. To his feet. What a send. I mean, that was just absolutely massive.
Yeah, he is just nuking right now. Going into the wind lip.
Showing off that he qualified second for finals yesterday. Our favorite feature, straight to his feet. Not even a think about it for Caleb. That was so smooth. Coming in through the trees here. We've got eyes. So fast, so fluid.
Yeah, looks like he's getting into Turkey.
Over even more exposure there. Caleb certainly loves to take flight and just absolutely land in Stomp City as he cruises through the corral right now. Our Vail, Colorado rider showing off what he's been working on all season.
Yeah, what a run from Caleb Gibbs. His buddies are psyched down there.
So fast, too. My goodness, top to bottom, that was absolute speed that Caleb just showed us.
And that air into that chute was very impressive.
That was a huge section of that he bit off. And again, such a full commitment zone. Once you are in that section, there is no way out but air. So the commitment that it takes from these riders, and Caleb, what he just showed us was so impressive.
And that was a pinpoint landing he had to take, landing in the chute, in between two huge rock walls.
And he just pointed it out so flawlessly. Really technical riding and airs from Caleb Gibbs. Which means that we only have one rider left of the day here at Snowboard Finals at the IFSA Junior Freeride Championship. And our final athlete of the day is going to be from Eldora, and his name is Bodie Fox. He's our last athlete up there at the top of the cirque, waiting to drop in and show the crowd and the judges what he's got. But we've got the crowd here. You can see the vibe is high here at Kirkwood. We've got the Hawaiian shirts. We've got the leis. Sun's out, guns out. People are enjoying the sunshine here at Kirkwood. And we are here in the Media Cat having a great time getting to watch the show, show all of you at home what's going on here at Kirkwood, California, and it's just been an epic day of snowboarding.
And shout out Kirkwood for getting us in the Cat today.
Getting us in the Cat, keeping it comfy, keeping it fun, and again, just building this awesome venue that we have in the corral here. It's just so fun to be here. The Kirkwood staff has been unbelievable. So much fun.
Yeah, Kirkwood definitely knows how to show Tahoe Freeride a good time.
They do. They're just such a fun resort, such a fun venue. And again, the cirque is just world-class terrain that these athletes are competing on. Such a beautiful thing to get this whole venue to themselves, show their run from top to bottom, and really paint a beautiful fluid line on the cirque.
I actually ran a natural selection duel off the cirque earlier this season.
That's so wild. Did you get to watch that?
I did not, but I saw the
replay, and it was some gnarly riding, I can imagine. That's so fun.
Maybe not quite as gnarly as some of the runs we're seeing today, though.
They are quite gnarly, but I just heard Panel B is getting ready to drop our final athlete of the day, Bodie Fox from Eldora, and he is dropping in now. Here comes Bodie.
Looks like he's going in the sombrero chute with an air out, super clean, super smooth.
Riding over that chop like it's no big deal, showing absolute control over his board, and really showing us how he qualified first yesterday to be here in finals.
With a backside 360.
Coming into Hell's Buttress here.
Going huge off of Hell's Buttress with a stomp.
Massive. Really finding his own line in that landing. So that was a totally unique trajectory that he took off that air there.
And that's a really blind takeoff you're coming into really fast.
You just have to really trust yourself and trust your equipment and really just run with it, which is exactly what Bodie did. Catching some more air here as he stays nice and playful on this playground. jumping off everything he can find. Bodie is staying in the air. And all the way at the bottom section of the venue already. Such speed he took into this.
Looks like he's making his way into turkey shoots.
Coming in nice and hungry here to turkey shoot. No hesitation, to his feet and absolutely cooking it out of that landing.
What a run from the young man, Bodie Fox.
Our final U19 snowboard male and final athlete of the day, Bodie Fox out of Eldora, getting not only the hugs, but the full tackle to the ground.
He sprayed everyone coming to the crowd, too.
He is just spreading the stoke.
Yeah, you can just see all his buddies are so stoked for him at the bottom. He's stoked. He's having a good time.
That smile on his face, too. He's so proud of what he just did, and it's so awesome to see athletes be so proud because they worked so hard to be here. Again, this is the championship event for Region 2, so it is really not easy to make their way here. They worked so hard to be here.
All right. 93 minutes. We'll see you guys. My name's Chris, and you are on.
And what a day of snowboarding that was for our finals for U15 and U19 snowboard men and women. We just saw some awesome riding, some really cool tricks, and we are so thankful for all of you for tuning in. Huge shout out to BCA, Helly Hansen, GoPro, Tahoe Freeride, all the people that make this event possible. We are so thankful for our community.
And if you like the live stream, consider making a donation to IFSA.
You can find us on ifsafreeride.org. We are so pumped to bring it here and deliver freeride content to you guys. Again, huge shout out to everyone that made it happen. Kirkwood, Tahoe Freeride. My name is Rachel Shannon with the IFSA.
And my name is Tavo Sadeg, and we'll be back on Saturday for the JFC Championships Ski Division.
Our final skiers that qualify for finals on Saturday, we will be live streaming it. Tune back in Saturday to watch what they are going to do on the circ.
Freeride is freedom, a connection with the world, with nature. Human instinct. It is in all of us. Getting out of our comfort zone, deciding where we want to be, and exploring new frontiers. Pushing ourselves to the limit, taking the risks we choose to take. Learning is part of the process, being conscious and responsible for our actions. Freeride is a lifestyle, a deep connection that should never be let go. Americas, reaching from Alaska to Patagonia.